Okay, so today we're going to have our final set of notes, and we're going to start with talking about reaction types. There are four main types of reactions. They are listed up here. They are synthesis, decomposition, single replacement, and double replacement. We're going to look at each one of these in depth, but then there are two special types. Now we're going to focus on the first one up here, and our next chapter we're going to look at the neutralization. So combustion, and what do you think of when you hear the word combustion? Think about that one, and we'll come back to it. Okay? All right, so we'll start first of all with the synthesis. Synthesis, basically, when you look at it, an analogy would be like two people that meet, they like each other, and now they're a couple. It's when two or more substances react. And notice up here, I'm going to have up here A and B. They're reacting. That's the reactants. And they form one thing. Notice this one thing over here. No plus sign. So the plus sign is only on the left-hand side. And you have one object there. One object to the right. Okay? Our next one is decomposition. In decomposition, think about things decomposing. That's where you have one thing on the left, and let me get back to that one. Let me get a pen color here. We have, go back, there we go, sorry. We have one thing on the left-hand side, but look how it is broken down into two, it could be three things on the right-hand side. So the plus sign is on the right-hand side of that arrow. So think about animals that have died. Their body starts decomposing. They break down. When you have a compound, one thing that breaks down into two or more things. This analogy would be, here's that happy couple that we saw in synthesis. Well, they got in an argument, and now they're broken up. Okay, the next one's single replacement. And in single replacement, what we have right here is where we have one thing combines with a compound, an element combining with a compound on the left-hand side. And then what happens is that A comes in, knocks out the B, and then here you have an element compound on the other side. It's where one element replaces the other, an element in a compound. Now the key thing that I like to note with the single replacement, there are plus signs on both sides of the equation. Okay, we're going to see this in the next one, the double replacement. But the key thing to note is that I have a single element and then a compound. But notice on the other side, single element and then a compound. Okay, another way to view this is cheating in your dating relationships. So you have A comes in, breaks up B and C, and now B's left on the curb, and then A is now coupled with C. Okay, now our last one is a double replacement. And in the double replacement is basically where you have, again, plus sign on both sides. Okay, plus sign on both sides, but instead of an element compound, everything is compounds. You have two compounds on the left and two compounds on the right. The relationship here might be like going to a club and you're dancing, okay? Two couples are dancing, then all of a sudden they switch it up and they change who they're dancing with, okay? Now, what we have right here is for you to practice. We have four situations up here, and you need to figure out, is it synthesis, decomposition, single replacement, or double replacement? So what I would like for you to do is to, at your seats, look back at these, try to identify it, raise your hand, and let me know if you get it right. And we're going to go over this in class. There is one special reaction, as I said, combustion. Key thing to remember here is fire. fire, things burning. Okay? And one of the things we have is where the hydrocarbon, and here's our hydrocarbon right here, CH4. It's carbon and hydrogen mixed together, and they're going to react with oxygen. So basically, you see oxygen on the left, and your end products, and this is a question that we're going to have today, your end products is what we breathe out, carbon dioxide and water. So in a combustion, when things burn, then you're left with carbon dioxide and water as the residual. Okay? Any questions? All right, so today we're going to practice identifying the different types of reactions, and we'll go from there. Thank you.